place to be, where art, life, and spirituality connects you and me. Science of mind and spirit, the foundation we teach and live. Love, joy, and belonging are the gifts we have to give. Our consciousness, our being, open at the bottom, open at the top. We're not simply one with God, but we are it itself. It will never stop. SIA, our spiritual center, family and home. It's where we come to practice and remember there is only one life, one mind, one infinite, eternal, self-existent. 'Cause we pause, embodying all that we are. We shine like a glorious star. Our consciousness, our being, open at the bottom, open at the top. We're not simply one with God, but we are it itself. It will never stop. SIA, our spiritual center, family and home. It's where we come to practice and remember there is only one. Spirituality is our way of life. We value laughter, truth, and justice. We express artistry as our living practice. So come and join us at SIA. Know you found a community that will love you every day.
Namaste, greetings and blessings, and welcome to the Center for Spiritually Integrated Arts. This is our Sunday message, and I am Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, the founder and spiritual director of this center. And I invite you to watch not only this Sunday message, but any of our archived messages. I invite you to join any classes or events that we have going on. I invite you to reach out and email if you have any questions. Questions about this community, questions about me, questions about what we do, or questions about this science of mind and spirit, liberation theology that we practice and teach. And if by chance you find yourself seeking beloved community with other like-minded beings, even if you already belong, are a member of another community, church, or center, you are more than free to have multiple affiliations wherever you are fed and find community. You are invited. And lastly, feel free to click like, subscribe, and share this or any other message or announcements with others in your circle. And with that, much appreciation, love, and blessings. Enjoy the message.
SIA is the place to be. So buckle up, we're making history. And if you are willing, repeat after me. I am love. I am love. it right. One more time. I am love. I am joy. I am divine. Amen. Yes, you are. Amen. Yes, you are. Now today's message begins.
What? You said, oh, we're starting it. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Hey, what's up? May 10th. Get on your marks. Get ready. Get set. Go. It is time for your doubting self to debut. It is time for that self-doubting energy to show up so that it can be addressed, so that it can be vulnerable, recognized. So last week, we talked about doubt, faith, sort of like a general, let's get to know. What is doubt? Okay. Faith? Okay. They're connected how? Okay. So now that our foundation is relatively laid regarding that, this week we are going to start by asking, what would happen if I allowed my self-doubt to debut? If I allowed it to show up in a way that also gives my confidence space to show up. Oh, excuse me. How might my life, my relationships, my ways of being, how might they change if there was greater balance between my self-doubt, my self-confidence? See, because we don't have to necessarily get rid of self-doubt, but understanding what it is, understanding why it's there. Oh, okay. And then find balance. And I know that scares a lot of people because just the idea of facing the self-doubt brings a level of vulnerability and honesty that many of us really don't like to address. Just had a conversation with someone the other day, and they told me there are some truths I'm not ready to be told. Until we have a certain degree of transparency that says, yeah, I may not like the unpleasant truth, but the comfortable lie, especially if it is specifically for that reason. Follow me for a second. There's a story where Les Brown said that his mother had gotten sick and the doctor told him what the test showed. And Les Brown said he told the doctor, keep this between us. I know she's your patient and all, but she is very susceptible to the idea of. So tell her something, a lesser version of that. Give her the impression that, something can be done about it. And I'll, work with you. And the doctor was like, yeah, because he knew less. And he was like, okay. So the doctor, told her whatever it is that he told her. And Les Brown knew the information. And he continued to work with her and got her to exercise and changed her diet. And so she went back and they ran the test again. And she was actually fine this time. The point, she was lied to. But there was no one delusional about what was going on. The doctor was clear. Les Brown was clear. And from the position of his mother, even she was clear. I need to change my diet. I need to exercise more, drink more water. She was clear. What I'm referring to with this conversation with this person is they know that there are things. Yeah, I don't want to know that because so it's the ignorance is bliss. As long as I don't know, I don't have to address it. I don't have to change anything. Everything goes as it goes. Like many spouses would rather not know their partner is cheating than to know their partner is cheating. Why? So this week we are diving into a far greater level of willingness to go to that space of so that we can share, starting with ourselves, share the self-doubt with ourselves. What am I doubting? What are my personal doubts? What's going on? What's going on with others? How am I creating relationships that are either nurturing or not, functional or dysfunctional? How do we then create communities that hold space where we can question such things? So you may remember from last week, if you were here last week, we met this young man and he basically gave us, self-doubt is the lack of confidence in one's abilities or lack of confidence in one's self. That being the case, what does that mean though? Who or what is the self that I doubt? In order to have self-doubt, who is the self that is doubting the self that So who or what is the self that I doubt? Do I doubt my skills? Do I doubt, the self that doubt, do I doubt my existence? Do I believe that I am? Do I believe that I'm an illusion? Do I doubt that? Do I doubt my reason for being? I'm simply a pawn on the chessboard of the universe. Do I doubt my ability to fill in the blank? Do I doubt my ability to find a romantic partner? Do I doubt my ability to balance my finances? Do I doubt my ability to go back to school? Do I doubt my ability to whatever? Succeed? To be happy? Do I doubt my ability to belong, to be loved, to provide or be provided for? Do I doubt my ability to live well? One of the first and most powerful steps in reducing or eliminating self-doubt is getting as clear as possible what it is that you are actually doubting and what is inspiring or causing the doubt, whether it's real or imagined. Because even if it's imagined, if it is having an effect, it is real enough. Breathe. The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt. And the worst enemy to manifesting is self-doubt, because creativity and manifesting, creation, creating, creative, creator, manifest, it's all the same thing. So if you want to manifest something, a world that works for all, the worst enemy to that is self-doubt. You want to have more love in your life. The worst enemy to manifesting that, self-doubt. Keep that in mind. What I doubt about myself is intimately tied to and connected to what I believe about myself. If I believe myself to be unworthy, I believe that I'm stupid, I believe that I'm weak, then I'm going to have greater instances of self-doubt. They are kissing cousins, Siamese twins. One will always be connected to the other. Doubting yourself can lead to a sense of hopelessness, of not being inherently fit, good enough, skilled enough to take on the task at hand, whatever it may be. All or nothing thinking is a non-starter. However, doubting the quality of your work might at times help to improve it. You can doubt your way to excellence. But how, Rick? How? The type of doubt he is referring to is what we spoke of last week, questioning. Is there a way that I can make this song more harmonious? Is there a way that I can make this painting stand out more? Whatever that is, there are questions. Is there more to do on this pot that I am? Is there more to do on this sculpture? How can I improve my photographs, my dance technique? Whatever that is, asking those questions can help chip away at certain things, which then in turn improves. So once again, doubting isn't the enemy. It's how are we using it versus letting it use us. Breathe. So doubt. We were here last week, right? Yeah, doubt. So what is it this time? This time, doubt is D-O-U-B-T. Doubt. Yes, we know that's how you spell it, but what about it? Well, it's almost like daily observations. Oh, when you engage in daily observations, you break traps. That. When we engage in daily observations, when we are mindful enough to engage in daily observations, the questions, then we will break the traps. What traps? The traps that keep us stuck. Traps such as stories that we tell ourselves that are not life-affirming. The lies we believe. You're not good enough. Yeah, I know. That's a lie, though. I know. Whatever mental equivalence that we have yet to change, that we know we should probably, or we know we want to, but we're not doing anything about it. These traps, when we engage in daily observations, we break these traps. We set ourselves free. Do you want to be free? Then we must observe. Do you want to be free? Then we must be honest. Because to observe is far more than just look at. An observation is to take it all in. Not just look at it, but really look at it. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. Traps. The possibility of life is inherent within the capacity to imagine what life is, backed by the power to produce this imagery or divine imagination. It is not a question of failing or succeeding. It is simply a question of sticking to an idea, conviction, until it becomes a tangible reality. The illusion is the way we look at things. So if we really want to manifest, we need clarity. Clarity based on now, not past. Those past stories. Setting us free in the moment. Having the conviction to formulate the idea, allow it to be imprinted into the spiritual prototype, maintain it until it manifests. Rather than, well, the illusion is money makes the world go round. Rich people, poor people, unhoused people, and then there's a story connected to how this or how that. That's the illusion. The illusion is the story we have told ourselves, the lies we believe and continue to perpetuate. So what do we want to do? Well, remember that level of honesty that I mentioned? Here's your invitation. What are you going to do? Are you going to choose to RSVP? Because it is time for your self-doubts to debut. It is time for you, us, we, to be very honest, transparent, and vulnerable. It's time to come out. And as Diana Ross sang, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I got to let it show. I want the world to know who and what I am. I've got to let it show. I want the world to know how to heal and transform. I've got to let it show. I want the world to know that we can make it work for all. I have to let it show. And in order to do that, we have to come out. We have to come out of hiding, come out of the self-doubting closet where self-confidence and all these other things are being moth-eaten and getting moldy from disuse. And I know this is scary, but in order to effectively and truly do this, it's what must be done. Our mind must be steady in its conviction that our life is truly some part of God. It has to be. And that the Spirit is incarnating itself in, through, and as us. What we refer to as affirmations and denials are used for the purpose of helping to visualize our faith. Simply for the purpose of converting a thought to becoming a belief in that which is spiritual and its ability to become physical. That this idea can manifest and be experienced. So once again, when we talk about faith, this week, faith is going to stand for something different. Are you ready? This week for us, faith is forthright asking in order to heal. Are we willing to have the kind of insight that really asks the difficult questions in order to heal? Rather than avoiding? Are we willing to ask in order to heal? Then we must be forthright, be bold in the asking. Don't tiptoe around, ask for the purpose of healing. Observing in order to break the traps. When we do that, then of course, the receipts make themselves known. The evidence makes itself known. Through the asking, whose thumbprint is this? Through the asking, what kind of car left that tire print? Through the asking, who ate my porridge? I don't know, but it's all gone. Through the asking, there are the answers, the receipts, the evidence. So are we willing to ask what within all of that I am, what are the thoughts, what are the feelings that come from what people normally call negative self-talk? I'm a failure. I'm not good enough. Never been good enough. Self-criticism, all of these things. Are we willing to ask the questions? Or are we content with believing the lie that we have failed or that failure means a certain thing? Are we content with that? Are we content with having what we believe to be that, the concept of the devil on one end of our shoulder talking to us and telling us, just stop. You don't have what it takes in order to fill in the blank. You don't have what it takes in order to succeed. Just stop. You don't have what it takes in order to buy your own house. Just stop. You don't have what it takes to be a good parent. Just stop. You don't have what it takes. And we continue to listen. Are we ready to not listen? Well, if so, then it's important to realize that it's not an external devil talking to us. It's us. It's the voice of us that has been conditioned by whatever external and how we process it internally. So just stop. You do have what it takes to fill in the blank. So rather than being afraid of change, the voice, what is the voice of God? The voice of the divine, the voice of love, the voice of that says, just stop. You do have what it takes to fill in the blank. To what? Well, you do have what it takes to do whatever it is you want to do for the most part. Now, granted, if you want to fly like Superman, well, maybe I should speak for myself. But what if we even have what it takes to do that? What if we have what it takes to turn a few fish and loaves and feed the world? What if we do have what it takes to calm storms simply by saying, be still? What if we actually do have what it takes to do that? I don't know, but what if? But what I can tell you is we do have what it takes to become excellent public speakers and teachers and parents, politicians, leaders, ministers, practitioners, chaplains, authors, painters, photographers. We do have what it takes for all of that. We do. You want to be a director? Then direct. You have what it takes. In one way, shape, or form, you have what it takes. Now, I know that some people are going to say, but Ray, some people want to act and then they get there and they realize they don't have what it takes to act. They do, but there's still something blocking them from that thing. And until we get through that, they're going to believe it. Their teachers, Mr. Cruz, we're sorry. You just don't have what it takes to, be an actor. you don't have what it takes to be on Broadway. You know, Ray, we know you want to sing on Broadway, but you don't have what it takes. You don't have the voice to sing on Broadway. But what if I do? But it's because of my self-doubt that when I try to sing, it's, oh yeah, don't sing. Just please don't sing. What if it's my self-doubt that causes me to have 3 left feet instead of actually having? What if it's because I actually believe that I don't have what it takes, or I'm scared of not having what it takes, that's making me not have what it takes? If you hear a voice within you say, you cannot paint, you cannot draw, you cannot sing, you cannot lead, you cannot, then by all means, do the very thing that voice is telling you that you cannot do. And then that voice will be silenced. You can't paint? Then paint. You can't dance? Then dance. You can't lead? Then lead. You can't go back to school? Then go back to school and. You are a divine expression of infinite oneness. And if you can't, then God can't. And that just sounds crazy to me. It just sounds like just foolishness. Bah humbug. So what do you want to do that you believe you can't, that you've been convinced that you can't? And ask yourself, why do I not believe it? And some of us may not even know, well, wait a minute. Before I even get there, I have to know, well, what do I want? Do you know what you want? And I mean, really, do you know what you want? Do you know what you want to create? Do you know what you want to have, to do, to know, believe? Do you know what you want to be? Do you know? Okay. So okay. I got you. Do you know what you want to, let me pause for a second. How clearly do you know what you want to do, be, etc.? How clearly do you know? I mean, really clearly. How clearly do you really know what you want to be, do, have, know, believe, create? If I ask you, can you explain it? Can you? And I don't, well, you know, I want to create this, but then the but has won because the but is now the argument against. Well, Ray, you know, I want to have, but I don't have money. And the but, the whatever that is, has already canceled your conviction that says, I can. So do you have the clarity to be able to express it and remove the other stuff and hold it as an idea? Not asking you to buy anything, pay anything, sign anything. First, can you hold it as an idea of infinite possibility where there is no but? Can you do that first? We may pass through good fortune and bad fortune, but if we can come to a point where we are not disturbed by things, then we have found the secret. To what degree are you disturbed? We understand what it means if somebody puts on the door, do not disturb, like you're at a hotel and they put it on the door, do not disturb. It's a way of telling housekeeping, don't knock on the door, don't come in and give me towels, don't fix my bed, leave me alone, right? We understand the concept. So to disturb is to interfere with the normal arrangement of or functioning of something. So if I normally arrange my desk, keyboard here, microphone there, and Tracy came in and she moved my microphone there and put my mouse over there, then she has disturbed the arrangement. It's sort of like when I moved in with Tracy a long time ago. I disturbed the way she had all the cans and bottles with the labels facing, and I twisted and yep, I disturbed. So, to interfere with the normal arrangement or functioning of something, to interrupt someone's sleep or relaxation or privacy, sort of like what I do to Tracy oftentimes when I go into her office and she's watching television and I'm disturbing her. Okay, I just put it on pause. What? Now you're quiet. And as soon as I hit play, you're going to start talking again, aren't you? There you. Yeah, I do that often. And to disturb is also to cause someone to feel a certain level of anxiety. So we're familiar with this idea of, ooh, the cat doesn't want to be disturbed, or yeah, talk to the hand, do not disturb. And often what this idea is creating is somewhere in our consciousness, we believe that the balance can be undone, right? Like I can knock the stones down, I can knock him off the wire. They all fell. And on a certain degree, yes, very accurate, very, very accurate. But what if there's a level of, there's an old Negro spiritual. You may or may not be familiar with it. This gentleman, do you know who he is? You don't? Okay, well, here's some of the lyrics. This gentleman, one of the earliest known publications of a song called I Shall Not Be Moved, comes from Edward Boder's 1927 Book of Spirituals, Triumphant Old and New. And the chorus to the song is, I shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the waters, I shall not be moved, which later during the civil rights movement became, we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the waters, we shall not be moved. What would it take for you to be like a tree that's planted by the waters and unmoved, undisturbed, meaning you cannot be ruffled? You are tranquil and calm, smooth, unperturbed, untroubled, even while stuff is happening, life is going on, stuff is doing stuff. But there is a undisturbed nature to yourself now. And not even undisturbed anymore. What if your nature is by default undisturbable? And yeah, I know you're wondering, well, but Ray, how is that possible? Well, in the study of Aikido, one of the things we, learn is that the undisturbed mind is like a calm body of water reflecting the brilliance of the moon. Empty the mind, get out of the bear trap, get out of those old stories, empty the mind, be in a place of now, and you will realize, you will be in the space of a mind that is undisturbed. Now, it took me a long time to conceptualize this because the younger me had a lot of trauma and drama in my life. And then one day, I was living in Richmond. Now, the idea didn't sink in until many years later, but this visual popped into my head that I could ultimately be like this toy. You know what this toy is? Now, this is not one of the originals, but same toy. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Why does this thing not fall down? It can be moved, and yes, but it cannot fall down because the base is so wide and so heavy and so strong. How wide and steady and strong is your base within spiritual principle that when the wind comes, you can be moved, but you come back. So I will not be moved, meaning I will not be broken. I will not be toppled and remain toppled. I will withstand the storm because I have a firm, strong, reliable foundation. Breathe. When a person or group has no artifacts to reconstruct their stories, things slip away across generations. People slip away. Artifacts. You know what artifacts are, right? Well, we'll talk about it in a second. Because I want to tie in this idea that no form is permanent. All forms, stuff, returns in some way, shape, or form back to the formlessness. The all that is. The formless is eternal, and all form is temporary. All tangible stuff is temporary. It's going to age. And age it long enough, it's going to crumble, it's going to decay. Even styrofoams and plastics that they're like, well, that's going to be around for 1,000 years. Okay, well, it'll be around for 1,000 years, but not 10,000 years. Like even that has a limited shelf life. Keep that in mind. So in the space of artifacts, you know, we often think of artifacts as the things that are found in caves and temples and burial sites and such. But artifacts are all of the things that we own, all of the things that we use, to the degree where if someone walked into your home, like it's a new game show. Hello, today on What Do the Artifacts Tell Us? We are going to go into the home of Ray and Trey and tell their story. And so they walk into the house and they look around at pictures on walls. They look at decor and things and stuff. What is the story that the artifacts tell them about us? Now, artifacts are portable, human-made, or modified objects, such as tools, pottery, art. They provide evidence of past and present human life, behavior, and technology. They are and can currently be analyzed in order to reconstruct someone's history. They tell the stories of the people who used or use them. Artifacts. Can you identify these artifacts? They come from popular film and television. These artifacts tell stories, because if you know what they are, then your mind immediately clicks to someone who uses them or how they're used. So in your home, what do the artifacts that you own say about you? And to what degree do the artifacts own you? Because oftentimes our self-doubt is intrinsically tied to what we own. Because we think that if I don't own a Lamborghini, it shows that I'm not good enough because I haven't reached the status of, I don't have a Rolex. I don't have tailor-made clothes. I don't have such and such hair, or, I've got a certain number of crow's feet or whatever they call them, wrinkles. And, I need a pushback. I need a pullback because that is a symbol of status. It is an artifact. And remember, all forms fade. They're temporary. But the moment we let them own us, because we've tied in our self-worth to things, then what is that saying that we believe about ourselves? What is it saying that we believe about our divinity or about God? So the path to truth, liberation, must begin with questions. Ask the questions. Be forthright in asking the questions. To actively embody and engage the science of mind and spirit 4.0 is to practice the art of self. This art is the development of all that one is and chooses to be. It is the shedding of what does not serve us and the acceptance, the adoption, and the embodiment of what does. The art of self is another name for what we call theology, in that theos, meaning God, and ology, meaning the study of God, then the art of self is the study of the divine as the incarnation of all that we are and all that is. Experiencing self-doubt is natural, and it is to be expected. We are being invited to balance it with self-love, self-worth, self-validation, and self-appreciation for all that we are as God. Breathe. This week's affirmation, our declaration, I will say it first, and if it resonates with you, I invite you to say it with me the second time. I accept, I access, and apply my doubts as an opportunity to learn and evolve. Together. I accept, I access, and I apply my doubts as an opportunity to learn and evolve. This week's Thursday night study group questions, or your own personal journal questions. Number 1, what do I do when I doubt myself? Number 2, how or when in my life have I sought external validation? Number 3, what does it mean for me to validate and value myself? Number 4, what artifacts do I own and what stories do they tell about me? Number 5, how am I being invited to come out? And what will my coming out show the world? And lastly, number 6, what are 3 lies I used to believe about myself and about God? What are 3 stories that I used to believe or used to tell about myself and about God? And what are 3 mental equivalents that I used to have regarding myself and God? And then add on to that, at some point, go into that space of interacting with others and, in your own words, explain to someone. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Yes, I know. It's because I know some of y'all didn't do it last week. Don't even act like you did. I know you didn't. So, in your own words, what does this mean? Now, in light of self-doubt, in light of coming out, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is the substance of things desired, and the evidence, the proof, the receipts of things not seen. Now, how do you explain this to someone so that they can apply it regarding self-doubt, forthright asking, setting themselves free from traps through observation, etc.? Breathe. And we enter into that space. Infinite awareness, infinite knowing. Simply acknowledging in this breath, I am that I am. Ever becoming more of what I am as the infinite, the divine, as it is ever becoming more of itself as me. I am the Amen of the Absolute. I am the universe's prayer as that prayer is made flesh. And flesh not being something separate from spirit, but flesh being a formed expression of spirit. It's still spirit. It's still the divine. And so I breathe into this awareness and I embody it so that this awareness now shows up in all of my actions. It shows up in all of my ideas and thinking and beliefs. I am now more apt to challenge with effective questioning the old paradigms of not good enough, failure, etc. So we breathe. Breathe into that space of self-love, self-worth, self-validation, self-appreciation. Not for anything that we have done or anything we have accomplished, but for simply who we are. Free from any stories, any artifacts, simply as the divine expression of the universe itself. And knowing that it is good, even now. Good, infinite goodness expressing. The law responds, doing what it always does, which means this word, this message, the embodiment of this is already in motion. The dominoes are already moving, the ripples already stretching. The avalanche of consciousness already falling. It's already done. And so we receive, open from the top, open from the bottom, ready, willing, and able to be that which we are. And so it is. And so it is. As always, much love, much appreciation, joy, and blessings. See you soon. Do your homework. No, seriously.
Today's message is complete, something to believe, a seed of truth that we can practice if we choose to receive. As we take the science of mind and spirit pour it over to every corner of the world where the healing needs to go. We know it's not a secret, can't block behind a door. It's the wisdom that we're living, and love is what we share it for. Now step into the world, be a healing, hopeful beacon. You're walking the path and offering to all who may be seeking. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep. We have principles, practices, and promises we're all going to keep. Take the teaching out into the busy street, to every stranger and every soul you meet. Dedication to liberation is the key we hold. A story of freedom that's waiting to be told. Right where you are is holy ground. Feel into your rhythm and the sacred sound. You're an incarnation of the divine. You're holy, powerful, and good. And you are called to be that in the world and do what only you could. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep. We have principles, practices, and promises we're all gonna keep. Be the change that you want to see. Unlock the chains and set all life free. From the heart of the city to the jungles and open plains, breaking the cycles of oppression and its heavy chains. It's a revolution of the body, the mind, and the soul. Mending, making, and manifesting the broken parts now finally whole. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep. We have principles, practices, and promises we're all gonna keep. Right where you are sacred. Right where you are, shining so bright. Right where you are, the divine is expressing. Right where you are, life. So live it every day. Make the vision now come sing. In divine is not far off watching. It is incarnating itself as you. Have an amazing week and know that you are loved.